Ruan, what's the mood of the Gloucester team going into this game? Because obviously, fantastic finish against Harlequins.
Yeah, a lot of positives we can take out of that game, especially that second half towards the end. The way the guys just played the ball and got the 3 tries was really important, taking that momentum into this week. It is a semi-final week. It is Newcastle again, so it's going to be a big one.
Your dad's always talked about 80-minute performances during the season. I suppose you can't be dominant for 80 minutes, but what you can do is keep going for 80 minutes, isn't it? And I suppose that was the best example so far.
Yeah, that's one thing, and then the other one also going back to it is a semi-final. It's more that basic sort of stuff, limit the errors, so that you can keep the ball, and when you turn it over, you know your defense is also capable of stopping them. And then winning by 1 point or 10 points or whatever, it's a semi-final. You just need that 1 point to go through to the final.
Obviously, you've been involved in semi-finals in Super Rugby. How much does that help you going into a semi-final in the Northern Hemisphere for the first time?
Yeah, obviously it will be something new for me being this side, but from experience-wise, it's like I say, finals are just one through making limited mistakes, doing the basics right, still playing with the freedom and joy, but just making sure you do the basics right.
You didn't start the quarter-final. I suppose that just shows how stiff the competition is in the back row, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. And between us, we know exactly what we get from each other, support-wise and everything. And the philosophy is always to get some rotation through as well. Just always having that pressure there, because you know there's 4, 5, 6 back rows who's always competitive.
And if you play 6 or 8, does it make any difference to you?
No, as long as I can get some hands on the ball and so on, I'm happy either way.
There must be 1 or 2 adjustments that you've got to make, even if they come fairly naturally.
Yeah, obviously, line-out-wise, it's a bit different. Playing 6 is more the jumping option for us, where at the scrums you're on second, third phase, you get more your hands on the ball, where 8 is more the distributor between 9 and 10 and making sure you get more width on the ball, where 6 is more involved in the carries and so on. So it's more going from a more expansive to a more carrying involved with the ball.
Obviously, Newcastle and yourselves, you've beaten each other away from home, but home advantage is still going to be big in this game, isn't it?
No, I mean, just if you look at how the supporters were on this weekend, especially that second half, knowing we can get that bonus point, how they got behind us, it's just one thing to show that if we play at Kingsholm, having them there always makes it so much harder for the opponents. So, yeah, we're just thrilled to be at Kingsholm for the semi-final.
And Newcastle, their players out wide get a lot of their headlines, but how well do you rate their pack and their back row in particular?
Their pack is probably the most underrated pack. Working-wise, they work so hard, especially off the ball. They also create a lot of width with their back rows as well, shifting the ball. And then they've got a good solid scrum with quick ball to build some momentum there. So overall, they are a very mobile pack as well. Others think it's going to be a big fight up front.
Yeah, fine margins, I'm sure. I suppose it's one of those where you hope if you need them, the crowd could carry you home, or you could just be inspired, and that gives you the fortitude in your game.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a semi-final. I know that scrums and lineouts, your set pieces, are going to be so important to get the ball and also to defend off it. And then also, you never know what you get penalties-wise. So maybe the 10s with the last way it ended with a penalty or something, or conversion to get that 1 point win is it's going to be crucial. But I mean, the way we want to play is to play with joy and no fear. So I think they will always stay with us, even though it's a semi-final. I just feel if we can limit the errors, we'll be well away with it.
And that mental approach of being positive, does that become even more important in a semi-final where people could go into their shells mentally? But if you're used to being, positive, then you can actually rely on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing that I've learned over this last few years, especially back home playing in the finals, is sometimes you, without knowing it, you go into your shell and doing stuff you're not used to, getting you there. So yeah, it's just we just need to get that balance between running and kicking, and then also defense-wise, just being calm and everything.